你好，¿cómo está？你好吗？¿cómo está acá？我还活着，我很好，不会要哭，没不地要哭。感谢你对我异乡的感受感兴趣，我希望你一起的都好。Salamat sa iyong interes sa aking gawain sa buhay. Sana maging okay ang araw mo. 对不起，pasensya na. Sorry, I can't give you subtitles right now. But when I'm speaking in public, the authentic speakers have no problem understanding me, and I'm happy to connect with any authentic speakers I can through my videos. This will be mostly Mandarin. 如果你会说普通话，谢谢你的帮助。我真的很喜欢说普通话。我知道我需要练习，没关系，我会练习。我希望你能理解我没有字幕，我明白需要，但这次说普通话的人理解我。Generally，我明白，如果普通话是你的母语，英语很难。我知道为什么，语言差异 （language differences）。我明白，因为英语是我的母语，普通话很难，但这次没关系，我知道我能做到。我知道说普通话人需要学习英语，这是很重要。如果他们不能，they're left out of the world。这次学普通话的人不多，但没关系。说普通话人会说英语，like all of them。这次刚学习英语，我明白，我正在努力帮助。说普通话的人不必在意。对不起，你知道这是很真的。对不起，你知道这是真的。我知道区别。再次感谢。再次，学英语的人不必在意，但我认为他们应该。再次，这是很重要。We all need to speak English now。再次，没关系，我们会。再次，我希望你能理解我。我真的很喜欢说普通话。我知道我在节目了很多。我知道我会告诉你，普通话是我在想的第二语言，但现在我不知道，因为 mas mabilis umulad ang Filipino 再次用英语 my Filipino is developing faster. Alam ko bakit hindi. 我知道为什么。每个人都懂英语，我会说英语。It actually makes perfect sense, and it's correlatable to the concept that I put forward about the influence of the mother tongue on how difficult a language is to learn to the learner. Again, English and Mandarin are polar opposites. 我能做到, I can do it. 但我需要时间, but I need more time. Because it takes more for me to absorb it. But I have learned a lot of sentence structure changes through Mandarin, and there's only minor sentence structure changes in Filipino, and the alphabet and a lot of it is more in sync with English. So going back to the theory about the mother tongue and the language qualities and the difficulty of learning, it correlates over perfectly in what I was saying about all that. Salamat sa Diyos sa buhay ko. Mahal din kita. But de nuevo, español es difícil para mí. Spanish is really easy for me. Así que estoy mejorando, puedo escucharlo. Hablar español, ¿puedes entenderme? Espero eso, amigos. De nuevo, me encanta hablar español. Gracias por tu ayuda. Los amo a todos. But that's also because English and Spanish are so close in language quality. Now, in reference to the fact that the world has been going towards English for so long, because it had to have a world understanding, which we now have through the English language. And Mandarin is pretty much the polar opposite of English. There is really more of a struggle getting to English from Mandarin than a lot of other languages. So we need a heightened awareness to that. But I know that all of my languages have really taken off since I've been staying here, and it's nothing for me to leave my room and speak French and Spanish on the way out, and Filipino, Mandarin, and Hindi while on the bus. And sometimes I'm not even barely speaking English on the bus. I'm looking around speaking a bunch of other languages. 我不需要英语，为什么？ I don't, but I do, because we all do. And that's why it's extra important that we pass along a little bit of gratitude to everyone for learning our language and understanding that 2 languages is not a big deal, and we don't really have to worry about speaking anybody's mother tongues, because through language maturity, they just want to be understood, and they're just going to speak to us using the English language. So it's been a very, very long time of developing English to get to this degree, and it was seeing the development of English in India, Pelse, and when they crafted the Hindi language, they very much so were trying to find a middle ground, because there was a lot of languages going on. And when you look at the Hindi language, you can see a lot of influence from other languages. It's not as swirly like Telugu or Tamil, but it does have more firm structure like Punjabi. And now that does make sense in reference to the geography of India and the languages. Like, for example, Malayalam speakers, from my experience, are a lot more southern, and fewer of them speak Hindi. They all speak English, and it was very much so not Hindi so much that connected the Indian people, but English. Angriji sikni kele tanya vadosta me samajatohan. Kya aap Hindi bolte hain? Kya मैं स्पष्ट पढ़ रहा हूँ? मुझे आशा है आपकी सहायता के लिए धन्यवाद. मुझे अभ्यास की ज़रूरत है. मैं आप सभी से प्यार करता हूँ. So it was in seeing that happening in India, and knowing that it was happening on the whole other side of the planet, and obviously on my side of the planet, or this side of the planet I should say, English is very dominant, rightfully so. It's all good, but it's because we can actually understand what each other is saying with the English language. And just like it connected the Indian people and kept them humane and spiritual in themselves, and with others. We can use the English language to apply that same concept to the world and help us correct some serious issues going on globally right now for the majority of the global citizens. So I really appreciate your time and focus on my peaceful intent at this time. Thank you all for learning and respecting the English language, allowing us to continue to connect the world peacefully, because we're all just humans. 天是一晚，我必须去. Again, in Filipino, kailangan ko nang umalis. 吃得好，保持乐观，度过美好的一天。At saka at maha suskaru. Kumain ng mabuti at manatiling positibo. Eat well, stay optimistic, because it's important to your well-being. I love you all. 对所有人的和平与爱，表示北方嘅shukra睡得好，maganda gabi.